And happy Monday morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Rockhound channel. William here, and on today's episode, we're out here at the beautiful Wisconsin River, and the river's nice and low. It's beautiful out. We're going to go ahead and hunt down between all of these little boulders out here. After all that wonderful rain and flooding that we had, we're going to dig up here in the front of each one of these boogers, get it strained out into that blue bucket. We're going to hit two locations today, guys. We got this one, and then we're going to go back over past by, I believe it's called the Tamarack Pizza Inn. And there's another spot. It's got sandbars. We're going to hit that up, get us some black sands. I'm going to run that over at the Gold Cube, guys. So you know what time it is. Let's get it. All right, guys. We're at location 2. I just went through a massive mud bog just to get here. That's alright. We'll go through beyond these willows and get at our next target. Now this one, we're not going to go ahead and do any kind of straining whatsoever. We're not going to use a classifier. It's plenty dry out here. Now, about 2 weeks ago, I was up here, and all this here was all up to my knees. So I am uber grateful. I'm seeing it's nice and dry out here. So let's go get it, guys. Alright, guys, I dug good and hard over here. I cleared from there. Only to where my bucket is. It's all in there. That's all I'm going to be able to carry. My arm's a little messed up from an incident that I had earlier this week. Let's get back to the wagon, into the truck, and back to the Gold Cube. Let's go. Oh, the heat was insane. There's our dry look, guys. Finally, I get back home for all my errands today. We're going to go ahead, hit up that white bucket. Now that's from the one over just outside of the Tamarack Pizza Inn. Decent amount of stuff in there. I'm going to take you over there now. Oh. Oofda. It's a nice balmy 80 degrees here in the shade and almost 90 out over here in the sun. So this is the stuff you guys got to see earlier. Pretty decent stuff in there. Not too bad. It's all dry. I grabbed roots and all. So the plan of attack is I'm going to turn around, take everything from that bucket. We're going to carefully sift it through with the 1/8 classifier dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and wet it all down. We're also going to save all the stones. That's going to end up over here in that bucket. So without further ado, we're going to start this from where I last started, which is going to be the dry spot. And we'll get on to the stuff I dug off from underneath those boulders. So here we go. Alright, guys. So once again, we're going to go ahead, hit this up with my 1/8 classifier, dry as best as we can. We get to the clumpy parts and we'll go ahead, give it a decent wash, and then this stuff is going to be up on that box first. So let's get started here. Oh, God, it's sticky and nasty. And I also got some special stones over here I got when I was doing up all that stuff in Portage over by the rocks. Ooh, some nice stones, guys. You ain't gonna believe it. Alright, you know the drill. Let's get her done. So we're gonna be, like I said, saving everything we got in here. All the stone, stuff like that. Surprisingly, there was a lot of black sand just sitting up on top. So that's a good thing. We always look forward to having that. We'll get that closer. That wind is starting to pick up. Once when I was out there as well, it's probably my only saving grace. Getting nailed with all those force flies and such. I think I might have to go after this wet. I'm almost thinking. I'm starting to see clay clumps stuck up in these roots. Oh boy. Oh, look at the quartz. Look at the quartz. Wow. Absolutely awesome quartz. Looks like I got some stuff stuck in there too. Yeah. Every once in a while I get some good ones. They do come up out of there. Not too bad. So those, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab our clear tote once again. Save all of our quartz. Keep it all separated. So give me a minute here. Couldn't see this stuff too well on the foliage. It was pretty heavy up in there, so there's our bin. There we go. Our first addition to that bin. Let's keep going here. Yep, there is clay clumps in there. So sadly, I think I'm going to have to take a minute here and fill this up, get out all that water in there. We'll wash everything out. Alright guys, we got ourselves all full over here. Gonna fill that up yet. But while we're waiting for that to fill, we'll go ahead and get another couple scoops in here. Ooh. Wash all this really good. See what we got for stones. Ooh. Oh, I'm super excited about this. That was a big old bed of gravel up in there. Same thing goes for what's in that blue bucket. There was a lot of nice gravels in there. I'll give you a little tidbit. Get that wet. That gorgeous guy was up in there. Look at them rings. Well, that's going to turn out real nice on the lapidary machine. So we're going to give that a go. But we're out there. Let's cut that off. There we go. Done deal. Sweet. We're set to go. All right. Pretty good at getting all the roots. Carefully examine them. There we go. Looking pretty good there. Alright. Got a whole lot of sandstone in there, guys. Let's get this all set up over here. There we go. Alright. Decent ones. I like that. I like that. Jasper too? Nice. Ooh, that's got some pink to it. That's pretty. I'll take that all day. Oh, there's just tons of quartz in here. That's what I love about that area. You just, anywhere's out there along Forest Sandbars, there's tons of that. Absolutely gorgeous. Looks like a lot of that's crush worthy. Give that a go. Alright, back at it, guys. Alright, I'm going to finish this up and we'll see what we got afterwards. Ooh, this stuff is heavy, guys. Alright, it clays right up like this. That sucker, ooh, that feels heavy. That's going to be good in there. Alright, let's fire up. Let's get her done. Alright, you guys, we got everything all washed up, ready to go. We got the gold cube fired up. Today we're going to be running the mini mat once again up in the top tray there. Just seems to work out just perfectly. And let's get it going. Let's good stuff. It's a good time to ask you guys, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification button. Be sure to leave us a like. If this video gets 500 likes, we will head to a new location of your guys' choosing. So leave that in the comment section down below, please. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. If we get to 500 subscribers, we will go ahead and do a 10 stone free giveaway. And there's going to be a bag of pay dirt in there with a faceted gemstone. One lucky person's going to get that in the draw. So be sure you subscribe today. Got one. It's sitting on there pretty good too. Woo. Sticky. Oh yeah, there's a bit in there. Not as heavy as the Dell sand, but I'll take it. I'll definitely take what's coming out of there. This means less work with the pan. I like that. Oh. It's staying there. Doing pretty good in there. Alright, if I see any more, guys, I'll bring you in for the shot so you guys get a chance to see it. Decided to go back to a shovel. I was getting sticky in that thing. That's a whole lot better. Getting that shot here. And a one-man climate crew. Well, to see you've done all that up in there. Oh, that's two. I have to get the snuffer bottle out. Be right back. Sure, I got that snuffer bottle here. So, two right there. Come out of the works. There we go. I like that. That's a little better, I think. I hope. So some commentary about the area that I grabbed the material from the boulders, from behind the boulders. It appears that there's clay underneath them as well. No surprise. They've been there for eons, I reckon. Got another? Sorry for my big head, guys. There's a couple right there. One there. So, yep, we got some in here. Not bad. Not bad for a random scoop and go again. we can get you guys in a better position. And on with the show. That's a lot better. Let's keep going. Very tough. Yeah, wind feels good. Really seeing it done. And get all the roots out. Right there. Not too bad, not too bad. Ooh. Getting a question here. Not too bad so far. Not too bad. A little bit in there. About halfway through. So far I don't think we got fully stuck. I don't think so at all. Maybe you have to see what's sitting on tray 1. I was kind of generous with the scoop. Not bad, not bad. I can't wait to run the other. Ooh. So it's just pouring out of my hat. So guys, if you got to see last weekend's episode, please be sure to leave in the comment section down below. Rock 35, that's Rock 35, at the comment section down below. I'm going to be hitting that up here shortly, and once again, I'm going to take this box out there and just go nuts. Make a whole million of it. I just happened to be in the area to get this material. And I go, make use of my gas. I'm going to go get me some dirt while I'm out. We got another one. Right there. Alright guys, we went ahead and did a full clean out. I did all the trays, got it all washed up into here, and here's the end result of that. So it's roughly about a quarter, probably 2 cups worth. We're going to go ahead, take that on over here to our wonderful clean pan, and we're going to go ahead and get that squared away here. So let's go see what we got in here, huh? Alright. I got a few sitting in the snuffer bottle as well. So really hoping for some good stuff out of this. Look at all that black sand. Not too bad, not too bad. Lots of black sand in there, just gobs of it. So let's take that down as best we can. We'll see what comes up out of there. Never ceases to surprise me just how much just sits on top of those gravel beds. I'm almost certain that's about as close as I'm going to want to take that, so that's what we're going to do. I got that running to get all the air bubbles up out of it. I gave it a good wipe down. We're going to be on our way to the blue bucket. I didn't get too much out of there. I almost lost the phone in the river, so I said it was high time to get my tail out of there. Alright, now for the reveal. Let's see what we got in there. Ooh. Alright, once again guys, gotta apologize ahead of time, but you just can't see it in here. All along in here, right here, I can get my big finger in the picture. From here to there, there's about 12 to 14 little bits. Not too bad, and I bet there's a bunch more sitting in there, no doubt. And then whatever I got sitting up in here, guys, so not too bad, not too bad. Another good look in there one more time. Oh, not bad at all. A lot of garnet too. Beautiful red garnet. Absolutely impressive. I had about 14 or so pieces out of that. I'll take it. Alright guys, we got everything all set for rock and roll. There's our quarter bucket of all the stuff that I dug off from underneath those boulders. We're going to give that a shot. Alright, we'll be busting through this and I'll come back to you if I see some gold. Alright guys. Wanted to get with you real quick here. So we only got to see one piece of gold up in there. Nothing super big. Hopefully we get some more out of there. I'm waiting for these trays to clear out a little bit. I went a little too heavy on it up here in the bucket. So if I see any more guys, you'll be the first to see it. Alright guys, there are those colors I was talking about. Roughly about 14 if not better. Sitting up in there. Not bad at all. Finally, the sun's going to cooperate with me on this one. So, I'm happy with that for a random scoop and go just out of the top of that bar. So, I wanted to point out that this stuff here really did not have a bunch of black sands in it. I did get as deep as I possibly could with my plastic shovel and my other diamond digger, but I was just hitting hard up against other stones. I can't wait for the river to come down a little bit more lower so I can get out there with a good spade, get down below all the rocks and stuff and really get into this stuff. It might be rich. Alright guys, we're finally down at the bottom of the bucket. I just fed the box to business over there. I'm going to go ahead and let that run for a little bit. See what's in all the trays. And hopefully come out with something out of that mess. Alright guys, we went ahead and got everything all cleaned up. So out of all that mess, we can get it all settled here. There's the end result of what we got in there. About another 2 or so cups, guys. We're going to go ahead and get that all panned out. And then I'll show you if we got anything in there. So, heavy pans, guys. Wish me luck. Looks like roadway dirt. That's what most of it does look like. Slough off that top. There we go. Ooh, them bugs are getting me. We're getting there. And there's some black sand. There's some black sand there. Not bad. Well, I hope there's some in there. Alright guys, I'm going to continue panning this out. And then I'll show you the result when I'm done. Alright, well sadly, there was only about maybe 4 or 5 in there. But all belonging here, if my big fat fingers are, there was a bunch. And you guys can see also there's garnets sitting up in there. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back through this and get what I can for snuffering for the flakes. And then, yeah, we'll have a chat afterwards. Alright, so after much squinting and counting, all along there on the top, we got somewhere around 32 colors. And that was just visible. That came out of the what we suffered out of both buckets today, guys. Not too bad. Alright, I'm going to go show you what we got for stones next. Alright, you guys, we went ahead and I picked out some decent rocks out of that area where I was capturing them sands in the boulders. And boy, oh boy, you guys got to see one. That was this guy right here. You guys can see, beautiful. Gorgeous rings up in there. I can't wait to cut that up. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Now it probably is a granite of some sort. I'll find out real quick, like when I get it up on my slab saw. Look at the little bits there. It's going to be interesting to cab up. That guy wasn't alone. He come up out of there. Look at the gorgeous rings that are up in that. Absolutely beautiful. The light does not do it justice out here. I'm losing daylight as fast as it possibly can come down, so I'm going to try to go through these as quick as I can. So this guy right here, I saw what was possibly garnet sitting up here in this tiny crevice right here. Just kind of poking through there. I'm going to clean it up with some probably some hydrochloric acid, see what it is. It's super dense. Holy cats. Of course, I'd be the one to find me a chunky agate. It's not too bad. It's got a real brown color to it, but boy, oh boy, is this booger dense. And then we got some decent serpentine. Absolutely beautiful stuff. This stuff will turn around and polish up super fast up on the lapidary machine, so I can't wait to run into that. Gosh, there's so many of them. And there's his friend right there. Not too bad looking. Gorgeous green color. Got some blue in there too. Don't know what that blue is. Can't wait to get that up on the lap machine. I can get probably like 2 pendants out of that, guys. So, and the rest of these guys are kind of the same thing. They got some quartz up in there. Let me get all focused up in there if I can. So we got some quartz and such over here. And then we got some decent other serpentines and other weird ones up along in here. I'm going to probably feature those in a lapidary video later on. Well, guys, 30 plus colors, not so bad for 2 random buckets in 2 locations. If you guys like today's video, please be sure to leave us a like. If you're new to our channel, please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification button, and please leave us a comment in the section down below. Other than that, guys, I can't believe what we got out there. Decent stones, a nice good size agate. I can't complain, guys. So until next weekend, guys, my name's William. I'll see you next time.